Presidential candidates are utilizing a new way to connect with voters. CBSN political reporter Caitlin Huey-Burns explains how selfie lines are influencing the campaign trail.
They came.
Hello, New York.
They saw.
Thank you, thank you.
They selfied.
Thank you for being here.
In the race for the White House, so-called selfie lines have become a key feature of campaign events, with voters willing to wait hours to take a photo with a candidate.
We waited in line and it was worth it.
Campaigns have professionalized the picture-taking experience and made it central to their digital strategy.
The real measure of democracy, more than 50,000 selfies.
Photo lines are such a priority for Elizabeth Warren's campaign that she even changes into sneakers to prepare.
I was really going to build a grassroots movement. Small dollar donations, volunteers, and selfie lines.
Warren's selfie line is a fine-tuned operation.
There's a person in every task, somebody to take the phone from you, hand it off to the person that actually takes the picture of you while you're with Liz.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but for these campaigns, they are actually worth 1,000 impressions. Photo lines act as a mass marketing tool. A photo taken is a photo shared, serving as free digital advertising for candidates.
We live in a time of social media. There is a multiplier effect. Anybody who gets a selfie with you will often post it online. Their friends will see that as well, and it helps to generate, some virtuous virality.
Digital analysts say the shared photos amount to major savings for the campaigns, all while generating grassroots momentum.
And are you going to share this photo?
Everywhere.
The selfie lines have become such a key feature of some of these campaign events that the candidates build an extra time to make sure they can take a picture with everybody who comes to see them.
Thank you.
It is one of the most important and meaningful interactions that I have at any of these events. I usually have my team members with me, and I'll say, okay, we have to follow up with this person.
Some candidates have developed their own selfie protocols.
The first thing you got to know is how to hack into any phone. And so most people don't know that. They put their code in, they take a long time. Actually, by taking it myself, I can just swipe with one finger and be at your camera.
Joe Biden is known to take his own selfies and often makes emotional connections with people on the photo line.
People want to be reassured. People are, an awful lot of people ask me personal questions. They're frightened about their circumstance, or they've suffered a serious loss.
Has there been any instance, though, on that rope line and that selfie line that you felt, that you really sympathized with someone specifically?
More than one. What do you say to a woman who says, I lost my child, and if we had decent health care, that would not have been the case? That is just, it moves you to the core.
The selfie lines also influence policy proposals.
Is there a plan that was specifically directly influenced by your conversations on the selfie line?
Yes. In fact, I distinctly remember meeting a woman in the selfie line who said, why don't you commit that your Secretary of Education will be someone who taught in public school? And I thought about that one, and I thought, you're on.
And sometimes they even bring competitors together as friends.
And Caitlin Huey-Burns joins me now on set. Wow, Caitlin, what a fantastic piece.
We had some fun doing that one.
So much fun. You could definitely tell. You mentioned how it's become such a big marketing tool for these campaigns. What are strategists telling you about the best way to capitalize on these selfies?
Right. Well, nothing happens by accident these days, so everything has some kind of purpose, and the selfie line has evolved into one of these things where candidates kind of build this into their campaign digital strategy. I talked to a lot of analysts who said, one compared this to the new yard sign. It's a way for candidates to not only, interact with voters, but also have those voters share their photo with their social network. So, multiply that by whatever number. Right. It's kind of hard to quantify the actual amount of dollars that would lead to, but analysts I spoke to said that this is a huge thing for campaigns and a new way for them to not only build up support, but also to get their message and show their message out there. It used to be something that was kind of reserved for big donors, right? You pay money, you get to see a candidate
and
now.
Get your picture taken with them.
Exactly.
So how long, if you're a supporter, can you expect to wait in line to take a picture with your candidate?
What was interesting was last week we saw voters waiting in a 4-hour-long selfie line for Elizabeth
That's dedication.
Warren. Exactly. So that last person waited for 4 hours just to get a photo. So they are willing to wait a while. We talked to lots of voters in that line in particular last week in New York that came with their kids on a school night. They were keeping them up just to kind of witness this little piece of history, as they called it. So it's something that they are, the voters are starting to now expect this from political events.
And then from the campaign's perspective, though, how sustainable is that? I mean, can Elizabeth Warren have a 4-hour selfie line every time she makes a public appearance?
It's such a great question, and the campaigns are, especially Warren's campaign, insists that she's still going to do this.
Wow.
But, as the crowds get bigger and as the schedules become more packed, there is this question about sustainability. Also, whoever becomes the eventual nominee, can you still do this in a general election where you have to, refocus your fundraising efforts as well?
Right. All right. What did you hear from voters on the ground about how important or not this is to them?
That was one of the most memorable kind of reporting experiences. We've been looking at this for the past several months. So we've talked to lots and lots of voters on these selfie lines, and everyone really came away just kind of pretty emotional. We're around these candidates a lot. We've been covering politics a lot, but for these people to kind of meet someone who's running for office, the ability to meet them face to face and share their experiences were really meaningful to a lot of folks. They pass the candidates notes in the line. You heard Elizabeth Warren say that she's actually getting some policy input from some of these voters. Kamala Harris told us the same thing. So it's a really interesting experience for people, especially in this day and age where they can take this photo, they can talk to a candidate running for president. Now they are becoming more of an assembly line as we keep going forward. Yes. But it's a memento for a lot of these people.
Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you so much. Great work.
Thank you.